been a lonely road. It's people with me, still feel on my own. The days is blurred. It gets chaotic when I'm in that zone. These feelings flying. I push them down, but they keep growing up. Guess unlike me.
Yo, what's up, YouTube? Back at you with another video on today. This is Raw Detroit. Make sure you hit that subscription button. Subscribe to the channel, click the bell, and hit the word all so that you may be able to receive every notification that comes from the channel. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to talk about the Detroit Lions on today. We're going to talk about some issues, man. Issues that we've been knew that was going to happen with this team. And we got to deal with it. You know, it doesn't mean that the Lions season is over. Yeah, we lost the first game. Of course, we wanted to win the first game. Every team that plays in the NFL wants to win the first game, but somebody has to win and somebody has to lose. And unfortunately for the Detroit Lions, we ended up taking a loss to the Green Bay Packers. It's not the end of the world. Hopefully the Detroit Lions will lick their wounds and they'll get back out on the field and be ready to go against the Chicago Bears. But at the same time, man, we got to talk about some of the issues, man. I've been said a lot of these things, man, and I hate to repeat myself because I said so many things. You know, if you go back into my playlist, guys, go and look at the video where I talked about Aiden Hutchinson returning to form and stuff like that. I said a lot about that he's not going to be 100% right away, guys. And a lot of people, and I was saying that to a lot of people, like, you know, you got to understand that Aiden Hutchinson has to learn to trust his body again. When you have a freak accident like snapping your leg in two, you know what I'm saying, that's not easy just to come back from. Yes, physically he's able to go out there and do his thing again, but at the same time, you know, in the back of his mind, he's thinking about, man, what if I break this leg again or whatever? So he has to be able to overcome those things. But at the same time, I know a lot of people are saying, you know, okay, yeah, he didn't produce in the first game. You know, yeah, and he didn't produce. He didn't get a sack. You know what I mean? He did get some pressures and stuff like that, but he did not get home, did not get a sack. You did not get a sack from the Detroit Lions, period. You didn't get any from any of the guys on the defensive line. And Marcus Davenport is to be added to that as well. He did not get a sack as well. So you know that you're dealing with some issues on the defensive side of the ball, because if you can't get no pressure on the quarterback's going to carve you up all game long. I don't care if you're Terrion Arnold and you're covering somebody. I don't care if you're DJ Reed and you're covering somebody on the squad. You're going to have you're going to give up a lot of passes, because if you're not getting any pressure on the quarterback is just going to dice the defense up. And he's going to throw it to whoever he wants to. And that's pretty much what Jordan Love was able to do against the Lions. He was able to throw the ball all over the field. But nevertheless, the Lions got some things that they got to work on. Number one, we've been talking about the pass rush for the past couple seasons. We really talked about it a lot this year because we felt as though Brad Holmes would hear us as fans, and he would respond to the call, and then he would go out there and get either a free agent or a draft guy that we could have to play alongside of Aiden Hutchinson. We had the opportunity to get one of the best young pass rushers that came out of college, and Mike Green. We decided to pass on him. There was a lot of things that saying that the Lions were going to go after Pierce. They did not go after Pierce. Maybe they wanted to, but they didn't do it. And then we had all the defensive ends that we could have probably got, all the free agents, and all these guys ended up going to a team. You know, the Lions, you know, truth be told, we were being cheap this year. We didn't really want to pay no edge any money, because if we wasn't being cheap, then Zadarius Smith would still be a part of the Detroit Lions, and he would not be on the Philadelphia Eagles right now. Brad Holmes had all year long to get this position right and to get some help on the other side of Aiden Hutchinson. If you watch the game, you will see that these guys, even Davenport and Aiden Hutchinson was getting double teamed on some plays. And if those guys are getting double teamed on some plays, then how are you going to get to the quarterback if none of the guys up the middle can get a push and get to the quarterback? Talik Williams couldn't get to the quarterback. DJ Reader couldn't get to the quarterback. None of the guys on the defensive line could not get to the quarterback and smell the nasty, stinky breath of the quarterback. They could not get to him. And that's a problem, guys. That is a problem that I said that the Lions were going to end up having. If the Detroit Lions do not get a pass rush, man, don't expect us to go and do a lot of things. Now, can we get by without a pass rush? Yes. Can a team win a Super Bowl without having a legit pass rush? Yes, I'm pretty sure it's a team out in the NFL that probably won the championship that didn't really have a legit pass rush. But at the end of the day, man, for us, we know that we need to have a pass rush. Not just having an elite offense is going to do for us. We're going to have a good defense as well. And that comes along with being able to go out there and get an edge that's going to be able to help us. Now you come back to this season. Now you're going to have to go back and double back again and draft another edge. I don't know what's going to happen with the kid from Boise State. I have no idea what's going to happen with him. They said that he's going to be a part of the roster. They're going to bring him back. It is what it is. They drafted him in the 6th round. Nobody's thinking that a 6th round pick is going to come and help you anyway, because normally those guys get cut or then they're on the practice squad. So Brad Holmes has some homework to do. The biggest thing is that eventually you're going to have to pay Aiden Hutchinson, but you still don't have another guy. If Aiden Hutchinson is getting double teamed, and most of the great pass rushers, they get double teamed, man. You can't run from this. We can't run from this as a franchise. Most of the elite pass rushers get double teamed because they're so good. They are good at what they do. That's why the pass rush position gets paid so much money. Why you think the Green Bay Packers gave Micah Parsons $188 million and 136 of that being fully guaranteed? Because he can get to the quarterback. And if you check the stats on Micah Parsons, he's been a double-digit sack guy ever since he's walked into the NFL. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for consistency at the position, at the edge rushing position. Yes, we would love to get help from guys like Aleem McNeil. We know that Aleem is the only interior guy that we know that can get to the quarterback as well. But we need other guys. And if Pascal and the rest of these guys are not getting to the quarterback, man, we're getting no production from these guys. We're barely getting pressure. The quarterbacks are having all day to throw. And pretty much it's the same thing every game. The Lions got to find a way to be effective. And being effective is not only stopping the run, but being able to get after the quarterback. You have to get after the quarterback. That's the reason why you can't walk around in the National Football League and walk around saying the statement, we're good. We're never good. We're always trying to get better. And that's what the GM job is to do anyway, guys. The GM job is to make the football team better. Find out the tweaks, find out what we can get better in and deliver in those areas. Brad Holmes' job is to get the personnel on his team. And I've been saying it for a long time, man. You can't walk around like you're the smartest guy in the room, but still the dumbest guy in the room, because everybody knows that you have to be able to get after the quarterback. I don't understand why Brad Holmes don't take this serious. I know he says take the little shots at the fans that he takes at the fans, because a lot of us are kind of irritated with them not really addressing a position. And it is what it is, man. You have to see what you see. We as fans, even though we don't call the shots with the Detroit Lions, or we don't have any say-so or what they're going to do, we still see what this team needs. And this team needs an edge that can get after the quarterback. And I'm not talking about the guy has to be elite and all this type of stuff. Throw that stuff out of the window, man. I know Brad Holmes was, we already got an elite guy. Yeah, we do, but nothing wrong with having 2 elite guys if you can get 2 elite guys. You need to have, like, if Aiden Hutchinson is struggling, because we all know that it's sometimes that Aiden Hutchinson does struggle to get to the quarterback sometimes, even though he is a very, very talented player, and he is a very good player. And I would never want to trade Aiden Hutchinson, because I know what he means to this Detroit Lions team, and we're building this team around him anyway. This defense is supposed to be built around Aiden Hutchinson. So at the end of the day, we have to find the guys that's going to be able to help out. If Aiden Hutchinson is struggling, the other guy is out there getting it in and getting to the quarterback. If Aiden Hutchinson is getting double teamed, the other guy may be freed up on a one-on-one and he can get to the quarterback. We need that, man. So we can't be walking around cocky with our chest poked out like we the best team in the NFL. Because, guys, truth be told, we can have the best record all we want. That's not going to get us anywhere. What's going to get us somewhere is that we're able to make plays in the playoffs. I don't care about the Lions having the best record in the National Football League. Only thing I care about is getting to the postseason and delivering the goods when we get in the postseason. You have to have a pass rush going into the postseason. I don't care if you got to pick up a Jadeveon Clowney, somebody like that to help out. Do what you got to do, man, to get this team where it needs to be. Because truth be told, man, the Lions are only a few pieces away from truly competing for a Super Bowl title. We know that the offense is elite. We know that they're going to have to, they're going to have to get better under John Morton. The offense has to be called a little bit better under John Morton. But at the same time, the offense is pretty much set. We have our key components on the offensive side of the ball. It's all about getting this defensive line together and being able to get a pass rush so that we can get out the other team's quarterbacks. We have a tough schedule, guys, going down for the remainder of the season. You're going to be faced off against Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, C.J. Stroud. You're going to be playing some of today's top quarterbacks. And if you can't get a pass rush on none of these guys, they're gonna kill you. Look what Josh Allen was able to do to us last year when the Buffalo Bills came to Detroit. He was able to do whatever he wanted. He was able to throw, he was able to run, and we could not stop him. So we gotta fix the issues in Detroit. And it starts with the pass rush. Fix the pass rush.